Welcome back, and welcome to part 2 of this session's method instruction. I hope that things have been going well for you in your exploration of direct inquiry so far, and that you've managed to get at least 1 or 2 dyadic sessions in by now. Because of the video we include from John Wheeler, we noticed during the first few cohorts that participants were searching the internet for more information about this method and coming across a wide range of teachers and perspectives on it that are out there. Then they were coming back into their small groups and discussing what they found. This allowed us to understand that participants were matching up to various perspectives on direct inquiry. One person would prefer one perspective on the practice, while another participant would prefer a different one. Over time, we've collected some of the most popular links and perspectives from past participants and made them available on this page for you to explore. Now, I think sometimes people arrive at this page and it looks absolutely overwhelming. There are so many different links, perspectives, and so on. It's important not to let this stress you out. You don't have to explore any of this if you don't want to. We know that at best, you can just make it to a very small amount of what's on this page and still have that be highly beneficial for you. Just let your intuition guide you. That's why we make it available as a separate part of the content for this session. You already learned the core of this method during your initial instruction on direct inquiry. That's really all you need to be successful with the practice. However, because we know that people are likely to explore around as a result of that John Wheeler video, we think it helps you to have a carefully curated selection of links that past participants have found helpful, rather than you spending endless hours randomly combing the internet. There are a few specific categories of additions on this page, so let me take a moment to talk to you about them and to help you orient. First, there are some new questions that you can ask yourself while doing direct inquiry. At this point, you have some experience with the core direct inquiry method, which is great. Additional questions, like the ones below, can help provide new directions for your core practice. In addition to who and what am I, you can also ask things like when am I, where is the I, and so on. We've provided a great list of additional questions for you below. You can feel free to use any that intuitively appeal to you, though certainly it's not required that you use a single one of them if you don't want to. Again, you have the core practice already. Also, on this page are some other direct inquiry instructional guides from the internet, as well as some examples that have been created by past Finders Course participants that they thought would really help you. There are 3 people who have been especially impactful for Finders Course participants. Fred Davis has one of the best one-on-one success rates out there with direct inquiry. His sessions are pricey, and his schedule can be very hard to get on, though he does try to make exceptions for Finders Course people as they're going through the course. But we've had many participants comment on his effectiveness. He also offers a lower price group meeting on Sundays that's online. 2 other alternative direct inquiry teachers that participants have found helpful are Muji and Rupert Spira. The links that have been most suggested by previous course participants as impactful for them for these teachers are provided below. And a full list of teachers that at least some participants have found to be very helpful, along with their most recommended link, is provided further down the page. One very important concept to understand in relation to all of this, and in relation to all of these teachers, is the idea of a pointer. This is simply something that points to fundamental well-being. Most typically, these are designed for someone who hasn't experienced it yet, though they can also be used to point to specific locations for those already in fundamental well-being. Until you share an experience of something with another person, it's impossible to accurately describe it for them, and certainly impossible with complete accuracy. This is especially true for something like fundamental well-being that people have struggled to describe with words for millennia. For this reason, Many in the direct inquiry community spend considerable time on the creation of these pointers. These can be words, phrases, and stories that point to fundamental well-being, or they might be other things like sculpture, forms of physical movement, pictures, really you name it. They can be anything that might in some way point in the direction of fundamental well-being and help get someone there. Direct inquiry teachers often work very hard to make individual pointers as clear as possible. By this, they usually mean words, phrases, or stories that are the most accurate description of an aspect of fundamental well-being while also being least likely to be misinterpreted by someone who's not in it. Words lead to concepts, of course. So their overall goal with pointers is to be as clear as possible while generating as few incorrect concepts about fundamental well-being as they can. This is the primary benefit of exploring multiple teachers. It's likely that some will have pointers that resonate and work very well for you, while others don't. Of course, those others may have pointers that work very well for one or more of your fellow participants. They just don't work well for you. Pointers and direct inquiry questions in general are as much about fit as everything else that we've seen so far in the program. Okay, that's it for this video. Enjoy your exploration of all of this new content and remember not to let it overwhelm you. Just let your intuition guide you. Poke around a little bit as you have time. Know that there's way too much here for anyone to ever fully explore just during the program, much less during the session. And just see where these new perspectives that your intuition leads you to help to take you and take your practice of direct inquiry. I'll see you next time.